What's up, guys? It's Mama Head and Athena here, and we are back with another Fear Friday. So today, since the past episode was so insane, I have to respond to comments this week. I'm going to do like some other content on Fear Fridays, but with as crazy as it was this past episode, I have to talk and respond to you guys about what happened. So, the first thing that I want to say is I will be reading some that I typically would not read because I just don't really go for like the more negative type comments. But it's mainly coming from a place where like I want this to be like light and fun, but this past episode just wasn't like light and fun. So I know that there's definitely some like different views. So I do want to talk about everything, but I want to do it in a respectful way. So if I disagree with someone, I still want to be respectful about it, just like I would like for you guys to also be respectful to the person that says this. Just like, I won't read any that's negative to me, but you know, not anything like that, but just like negative overall. So please respect everyone's opinions in this case, whether they hate Alicia, love Alicia, so on. So, Athena. The tripod. Like, whenever the tripod comes out, she's like, tripod. And when it's out and I'm not filming, there's a problem. Are you gonna look at yourself? Do you want some, mommy? Okay. We're gonna read some comments. Okay, so we're gonna start with Jordan. Jordan is me. And it says, nice reactions to this episode of Fear, Sarah. Thank you, I really appreciate it. I think Alicia went to shoot Naomi since she feels betrayed by Naomi joining the Vultures and was actually close to Naomi in the past, and John went to protect Naomi and got in the way, and that's why Alicia's bullet hit John when I think she tried to hit Naomi. I don't like Alicia did that, but I understand why she did it since she feels betrayed by Naomi, but I still like Naomi. And we don't know why she joined the Vultures in the first place. Maybe she had to. Also, the showrunner confirmed that John is not dead, at least in this moment, he isn't, which gives me hope. Me too. I think that John is going to live, especially since Naomi is a nurse and can heal him. Also, when Naomi was telling her story about her dead daughter, Rose, it made me very upset for her. Jenna Elfman is such a fantastic actress, and she killed it in that scene. Yes, absolutely, 100%. And always love you. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. And then P.S. Does this mean that you like Madison more than Alicia, at least for now? I still love both Madison and Alicia, but I'm upset with her at the moment. So, breaking down your comment, like kind of bit by bit, the first thing that I want to say is I also watched Talking Dead, so anything that's said on Talking Dead, I already know. So, before I even saw your comment, I saw that they had said that, you know, like, he's still alive, he's not dead yet. And the other thing that I want to say is, whenever somebody does a reaction, whether it be, you know, me or anybody else that reacts, sometimes we can't see everything that happens in the picture, or maybe we're focused on one thing, or sometimes things come off like the wrong way, if that makes sense. Like, we might be furious in the moment, but give us like 5 minutes and we'll cool down and like actually talk about like how we feel about it. So in this situation, when I watched it back, because basically what I always do is I watch the show, I watch Talking Dead, and then I watch whenever they run it again. And then, of course, when I'm editing, I have to, you know, see my reaction back, and I have to see what happened in the episode again. So, as far as Naomi supposedly being the one that was supposed to be shot, yes, absolutely, I can see that, because John, like, walked out in front of her and was like, no, and that's when it happened. However, it's less of the fact that John was shot and more of the fact that what I thought that Alicia did was 100% wrong. It's not that she shot John, which, yes, that made me angry, of course, but it's just the fact that in that time, in that, like, time frame, what she was doing, where she was, and her thought process, in my opinion, was absolutely wrong. But I'm going to delve into that a little bit later. But yes, I think the same thing. I think that John, like, stepped out and wanted to protect her, and Alicia shot him. So, the next thing that I want to talk about is, yeah, some people are coming to the defense of Alicia, saying, we don't know what happened, could be 100% justified. And then there's the flip side of what happened to Naomi? What if her story is 100% justified to her? We don't know. Like, that's just a thing. We don't know. But it's okay to feel angry on one side or feel fine about it. I've seen so many comments that were like, fine, I want John to leave anyway. And I'm like, you know what? Okay. People like different people for different reasons. And then, let me see. Yeah, when she was talking about her daughter, that made me so upset. And especially, like, walking through, like, all of those toys and, like, the toddler bed and everything. Like, there's literally a toddler bed right here. This pink thing you see is a toddler bed that I'm sitting my laptop on reading this comment. So, like, seeing, like, the toddler shoes and all that, it made me so sad. But, yes, thank you so much for your comment. Oh, wait. Does this mean that you like Madison more than Alicia? I don't think that it's fair to say, my top 5 are all scrambled a bit because I don't think that it's fair to put in anyone that we don't know the fate of. So I feel like Madison is in that group. I want to reserve everything until, like, this season is maybe over or we know more. Because, like I said before, like, Daniel was in my top 5 and, like, Walker was in my top 5. So I don't know about them, and if they don't show up by the end of, like, the season, then I'm going to have to, like, completely, like, redo who's in my top 5, because if they're gone, unfortunately they're gone, but I can't just keep, like, characters that are gone in my top 5 characters that are alive. It's just not fair to the ones that are alive. But I will reserve and probably tell you my top 5 that are still alive as of the mid-season finale. If that's okay with you, Jordan. I just want to reserve myself. See how this plays out. Underdog Mr. Williams. Underdog family. So, this comment made me laugh. And I know that typically I don't respond in that type of way. And in the past, when there's been situations like, for example, you guys know if you've been on my channel for like a lengthy amount of time that I went to Walker SoccerCon in Atlanta and I had my own panel on who I thought the crossover character was going to be there. And I said Morales. And I've been literally obsessed with the thought of him ever since he left the show. I had just done the panel and like 2 weeks later he actually showed up and then he was killed almost immediately by Daryl. So I was literally, I don't think I've ever been so mad at a TV show in my entire life. Like 10 million times more mad than this. But you wouldn't really be able to tell my reaction because I haven't seen my reaction. So I can't like go all out. But in this case, it was like such a shock. And nobody was there for me to like kind of hold back because, I mean, obviously with Athena's in the room, I don't want to like go insane. But like, because I don't want to scare her because I'm never like loud or like yelling around her. So if she were to see that, she'd probably cry. But she was not there. Tony was not there because typically I'll reserve myself around him because I don't want to seem like a huge nerd, which I am. So yeah, this made me really mad. So Underdog Mr. Williams said, "Mama Deadhead, you went all the way off. Wow, your bad side came out." Yes. Okay, so there's nothing more that, like, I can't stand in a show or in a character than, like, an immediate gut reaction bad decision. Like, oh my god, I was so mad. Like, no shame there. I was pretty livid. And then he says, "We still love you." Great reaction. Thank you for still loving me and accepting me into the Underdog family. But yeah, I went all the way off. I can't even lie about that. So this is a comment that I typically would not read because it's on the negative side, but I wanted to address some things about it. So it says, "I don't normally comment, but it's pissing me off all the hate that Alicia is getting. We've been following her for 3 seasons, and we know full well that this isn't something she would normally do, which makes me wonder just what has happened and why she felt so betrayed by Naomi. She wasn't aiming for John, the idiot just got in the way. Don't get me wrong, I love John, but Alicia has been my favorite for 3 seasons, and I'm not turning my back on her now before I know what went down at the stadium to make her go so savage. You should at least wait until we have all the answers before you completely dismiss her." So this kind of ties into what I said earlier, and also the fact that when you see a reaction from someone, you're seeing in the moment, and you're seeing how they feel, and you're seeing what people typically wouldn't do, because most of the time when we watch TV shows with people, we're not like outward and talking about it, we're just watching the show. So even if we get angry, we're just like, ugh, you know, that type of thing. So when somebody reacts, they're really putting their full emotion into it, so you guys can see and hear and understand like how we're feeling at the time. After calming down, I'm still incredibly mad at Alicia, but obviously I'm not like screaming about it, because this is just 1 hour out of my week that I do a reaction, and then, you know, time passes, and it's just like the fact that I don't like Daryl. You know, I don't like him, but that's just one portion of my week. I don't go around like, oh my god, I hate Daryl, like 24/7. That wouldn't make any sense. So it's the same thing in this. And as far as we need to have all the answers before you completely dismiss her, it's not why she did it that I care as much as the fact that she did. And to explain that a little bit further, I'm trying to make sure that I like read all of this. I love John, but it's less about John and more about her actions. I take this as the same as I did when, and I know this could cause another argument here, but whenever in The Walking Dead there was the lineup where Abraham and Glenn got killed, Daryl was obviously really mad. He didn't want anything malicious to happen to the people that he cared about, but he made a decision that resulted in Glenn getting killed. Now, standing back and looking at it, say that he could have just did one punch to completely just kill Negan. Do you think all of the saviors around him would have been like, yay, Negan's dead, like, we're free? No, most likely it would have gotten the rest of the lineup killed if he would have killed Negan. I feel the same way about this situation. Alicia made a really bad split decision, and it doesn't matter why so much as the fact that it was made. Because at this point, they're turning around and looking at Naomi. Naomi, whether we like it or not, is now a vulture, it seems. It doesn't matter how it came to be, she is. And do we like that? I mean, I don't really think anybody liked that. But, I mean, if it's your thing, that's cool. But the fact that she did, let's say she would have killed Naomi. Everybody's turning around looking at Naomi. What's stopping the vultures from completely gutting them down while their backs are turned? That's what made me really upset. The fact that John was shot was just, like, put on top of it. Which also comes into question, and I know that you didn't say this, like, per se, but I saw a lot of comments, not on my video, but on a lot of other reactors' videos that, like, John's only been here for so many episodes, and we've known this group for the longest time, and there has to be a good reason behind it. There's never a good reason for putting your family in, or the people you consider your family in, that much danger, in my opinion. This is something that you guys know if you watch my Walking Dead reactions. I can go from loving somebody to absolutely hating them because of a split decision or doing things out of revenge and not really thinking about the family unit that they're trying to protect. This is something that I really don't like in a character. So, for the moment, Alicia is scratched off of my top favorite, and she is at dead last. Can she redeem herself? I mean, yeah, probably. This is a character that I really liked. It's just the same as Tara. I used to love Tara. I could relate to Tara. If I had to pick someone I was most like in the apocalypse, I would probably pick Tara. Like, everybody wants to be a Michonne, or like they want to be an Alicia, or they want to be a Strand or something. But I most related to Tara. She went through this phase of complete out for revenge. And I went from loving Tara to hating Tara, and now it's slowly working its way back up. So I'm not saying that it's never going to happen, but I mean, if John were to die, it can't just be like, oh no, it was an accident. Unfortunately, her actions have consequences, so that would make me like her less. So hopefully that wasn't like too big of a rant, but I just wanted to explain why I am upset and still, or why I was upset and why I still am upset. Because in a situation like that, when you're completely caught up in your feelings, you just saw it. I literally sat there like this for like I said, like 7 minutes. So I couldn't really formulate a good thought at the time. And I want you guys to have a raw reaction. So I'm never going to not put in how I feel at the moment. But taking a few steps back and looking, she could have a perfectly justified reason. But it's not exactly that justified if, in the end, it could get other people killed, the fact that she did that. So, I hope that that makes sense. So, Steve commented and said, Naomi must have had something to do with why we haven't seen Madison in the current time, just flashbacks. The more I think about it, it would explain her reaction when she got out of the car and explain her look of rage. No way that John is dead. I think the case with the Scrabble pieces stopped the bullet. I didn't like Alicia before. I like her even less now. Again, love and hate who you want. I don't care. Just respect everybody else's opinions. And I'm not saying that you haven't. You have, of course, but I'm just saying it's a TV show. Just respect who somebody likes and respect who somebody dislikes. And I fully respect that you do not like Alicia. That's fine with me. But yes, the Scrabble pieces stopped the bullet. I had to put this comment in here just for the simple fact that she said that. I saw the woman, I cannot remember her name, she said that on Talking Dead, and I was like, how poetic. How cheesy and poetic would that be if that was really the case? I hope that's the case. Now, it probably wouldn't stop it, but I'm sure that it would have, like, really slowed it down. So, I don't know. That's a really good theory. I like it. And yeah, I think that something has to be going on. And to add to your, like, be part of the reason we haven't seen Madison in current times, I saw a sneak peek. I don't know if you guys have saw this yet. And essentially it was Madison telling Naomi about the getaway car, the Land Rover. I hope I'm saying that right. And the Land Rover is what Naomi had now. So that could be a big hint as to why everybody is so upset with Naomi. So looks like we just have to see. And I'm pretty excited about the mid-season finale for sure. Okay, so this comment made me laugh, and again, not something I would normally address in a video like this, but who do you hate more, Daryl or Alicia? And it just so happens that this person has, I think, what appears to be Daryl as their, like, picture. Daryl. Just for the simple fact that I never cared for him. There was a time where he was okay for me, and he just, like, went, like way downhill for me. And I think that he's made a lot of bad decisions, just in my opinion. So I would have to go with him. I mean, Alicia was my second favorite character up until this past episode, and this is one bad decision that she's made. As horrible as it may be, it still is only one, so it doesn't really compare to, like, it's kind of like this. It's kind of like this for Alicia, where it's like this for Daryl. So yeah, sorry, still probably gonna hate him more. So this has to be one of my favorite comments, just because I haven't really had too many comments like this. And it says, I appreciate that you're one of the few loyal Morgan fans out there. The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead fans love to nitpick at everything Morgan does, while other characters can do no wrong. Morgan was right because Alicia, Strand, and Luciana were way outnumbered anyways. So for those that don't know, I've gone through a lot of anxiety, a lot of, like, bad periods, kind of like PTSD things, and I had one here recently. So while I've not been in the zombie apocalypse and lost the amount of stuff that Morgan has, I can see where his mind is. And it's one of the reasons that I love this character so much. And another reason that I love him is that he's very inconsistent. Like, he can be one way and then he can be another way. And I know that it's because of what he has gone through as a character. So there are going to be times that he wants to kill everything. And there's going to be times that he wants to kill nothing at all. And I'm a firm believer that if you love a character, love that character. There's nothing wrong with loving that character. And there's nothing wrong with accepting their faults. Like, characters can do wrong. Like, characters can do wrong things, and you can, like, look past it and be like, guys, still my favorite character. Whatever. It's fine with me. Just like me with Strand. I think that the deal that he made at the dam was wrong. Just for the simple fact that he didn't even include Madison and the kids in it, even though he included them, but he didn't even let them know ahead of time. I felt like that was completely wrong. But he was there for them in the end. I felt like the ending was justified for that, so I can look past it. The same with Morgan. I'm not gonna diss on him because he wants to kill everything. With the amount of stuff that he's gone through and his mindset, like, I would probably be similar. If I lost Tony and I lost Athena, I would probably be a lot like Morgan in clear mode. I wouldn't know what to do. Like, they are my world. So when he is going through stuff like that, I don't know. Like, I feel like I can relate to it. And then he wants to be the better person and not kill. And it's just a big struggle, you know, whenever you're going through mental health issues like that. Sorry, mental health issues like that. So I don't think that there is a lot that he can do that I wouldn't understand. Because it's not, even if he does something terrible, which I don't feel like he's necessarily done anything like horrific, I feel like his head isn't in the right place. And I don't think that it ever will be. And that's just something that has to be accepted if you're a Morgan fan. But can he do wrong? Yeah, like, he kept the wolf. I thought that was so incredibly wrong, but I don't think that makes sense. Sorry to be, like, long-winded with all of these remarks. Wow, I'm already at 25 minutes. I'm so sorry, guys. But, yeah, he is right in some places, and he's wrong in some places. He was very right about Nick not killing that person, because him killing that person ended up with him dying. And then Alicia, Strand, and Luciana, they're so outnumbered. Like, what are they thinking at this time? Like, I get that they want revenge, but it's another thing. You gotta be smart about it. So, in this case, he's right. But when he was standing in front of everyone, like, don't shoot, he's very wrong. Get out of there, Morgan. I don't want you to die. But thank you for your comment. I sincerely appreciate it. So, I have another comment from Kelly. Kelly, I love you so much. Thank you for commenting. She said, best reaction to this episode. I was shocked beyond words about Alicia shooting John. To me, some parts of this episode made no sense, like, at all. Like, when Morgan and John meet up with Lucy, Strand, and Alicia, don't they all know each other, right? Then why in the hell did Strand and them pull guns out on John and Morgan? Same for me. Like, I just kind of sat there like, what is happening? Like, no sense. Made no sense to me either. So I totally get where you're coming from there. They act like they've never met before, or they parted ways with some gigantic grudge and beef, which, I mean, we didn't see, so that's why I was confused too. I'm like, what happened? Then they bury Nick and part ways on good terms. Next thing they know, Strand, Alicia, and Luciana pull guns in their faces for no apparent reason. Second of all, like, Alicia, she's stupid. It makes no sense whatsoever to shoot John or Naomi for that matter. Like, what? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, what? Like, why? I'm so confused. How did Naomi join the Vultures? Was it before she met Madison? How did Naomi's daughter cause all those people to turn into walkers? I know her kid caught pneumonia, but how could she affect an entire compound and turn all those people into walkers in 3 days? Naomi was gone for 3 days looking for medicine. She gets back and her kid turned and all the people turned because of that. Makes no sense. I'm confused. Af. Your hair color looks awesome, by the way. I've been meaning to comment that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. It's like kind of washing out now, and I have it in a ponytail because it was so humid today when I went shopping. But thank you. It's fading. It was the purple, but now I don't know what it is. But yeah, you brought up something that I wanted to talk to you guys about, of course, and it was, how can one person turn an entire compound? Now, I'm not saying that it's not possible, but we saw something similar happen at the prison in The Walking Dead, and he didn't kill everyone. So that's why I'm a bit confused, because if somebody gets bit, somebody's gonna, like, scream and wake up, or something's gonna happen. I feel like there's absolutely no way that is all of that situation. I feel like, did her kid die, turn, and possibly bite someone? Yeah, I think that's pretty understandable, like, for that, like, chain of events to happen. But everyone in that compound, it seems a bit fishy to me, and I feel like it could have been something else, but I guess that's one thing that we're never gonna know. But thank you so much for your comment. I really appreciate it. Alright guys, so I'm going to end it on this comment, mostly because I can relate to it the most, probably out of all of these comments. And it says, Mom and Dad, good morning. How are you doing? Let's get started going on Alicia. She had the crazy ass nerve to point Althea's high-powered automatic rifle at Morgan, like WTF. Morgan Jones says to Alicia, don't do this, it won't work out like you think. And then look what happened. Gunslinger, Athena, chill. She's jumping on the bed. Hold on. Okay, you can jump, bug. Thank you. High five? Okay, sorry to interrupt your comment. So it says, John Dory gets shot in the chest. Crazy paranoid Alicia. Alicia can't be trusted around her own family and friends. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, all of this comment, I'm with you, man. And then I said some time ago that Naomi Laura is part of the Vultures leader and or would join the Vultures. You see that she stepped out with the fresh new clothes and kicks the Range Rover SUV from the stadium with the very supplies, the food, rations, guns, ammo, water packed in the very vehicle belonging to the stadium family. And that Naomi Laura hijacked. If Strand, Alicia, and Luciana would have started shooting down the Vultures while they were en route driving back to their hideout nest, the odds definitely would have increased in favor of the stadium family. The unviable didn't work. Now it's time for battle. Indeed, it was a thrill shocker in the Fear the Walking Dead season 4, episode 6, just in case. So, yeah, absolutely 100% agree. Like, they could have gone, like, so much of a better route. And that's another reason that I'm mad. And I'm mad at all of, like, the characters that we've come to know and love. And I'm not saying that they're not justified. The right way would have been to do something like that. Like, wait, pull back, snipe them off, or, like, set up some kind of explosive to help. But, like, you can tell that they don't even really have a plan whenever Morgan and John pull up, because they just, like, get them out of the vehicles and, like, point their guns at them. Like, what are, like, those three people going to do when all of the Vultures show up that we, like, know exist? Like, none of it is a good decision. Like, none of it at all. And then, of course, Thea's over there being crazy. And then, of course, you know, with just everything that's going on, all the Vultures showing up, none of it was a good decision. I just can't understand. So that is going to be all for this Fear Friday. It was very long, but hopefully I answered a lot of questions that you guys had and addressed some of the concerns of the episode. And hopefully you guys get a little bit better feel on why I was mad. Because I know at the time it really seemed like it was all about John when it really wasn't. It was more like, why? Like, why make that decision? Like, out of everything you could do, why go that route? So, hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully I didn't ramble too much. Hopefully I didn't rant too much. That wasn't my intention if it came off as a rant. But, yes, thank you guys for all of your comments. I'm sorry I could not get to all of them. There were probably the most comments I've ever gotten on a reaction before. So, thank you guys so much for all of your comments. I sincerely appreciate it. And I guess me and Alina are gonna head to bed. You wanna come say bye? Can you say bye? Bye. She's like, no, I don't want to say bye. She's trying to, like, Athena, don't pick up the tripod. She wants to make a video. Okay, guys, that's gonna be it for this Fear Friday. Thank you so much for watching, and if you guys have any recommendations for future Fear Fridays, I have a couple already. One about Madison that I'm going to do, and one about Morgan that I'm going to do. So if you guys have any questions or video ideas other than that, please comment below if you have made it this far in this very long video, and I would be more than happy to try my best to make a video on it. I know that there's some that I've pushed out a long ways. I was going to make one on Morgan before season 4 ever even started, so it's been a long time for that video. But yes, thank you guys so much for watching this very, very long Fear Friday, and like always, like and subscribe, and like I've been saying lately, think positive thoughts and send positive vibes. Bye guys!